The View from A Pew are those of Mac McCoy and are not necessarily the opinions of his guests, his producer Garth, any one particular denomination or religion, the church lady, Mr. Lemke, Pastor Craig, or anyone else of sound mind and body. Now, here is today's The View from A Pew, heard all around the world on YouTube. Just search for The View from A Pew.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Mac McCoy, and this is The View from A Pew. We are recording this on the 25th day of August in the Lord's year 2026. So if you hear us talk about something, you'd say, well, that's like a week old news. What are we doing here? It probably was a week old, and you'll be able to listen to it whenever you want at our YouTube page, which is The View from A Pew, and our website is muggedbyjesus.com. And that's where you'll find all of our shows. All right, my special guest today is Rob. Now, hold on, Rob Rohrbough.
Rohrbough. My mother said it's like a lion and a lamb. Rohrbough.
Yeah, all right. That's good. Your mom said that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they gave her the trademark on that.
I probably should, God rest her soul.
Oh, she passed away.
Some time ago,
Yeah,
sir.
Okay. Lion and the lamb. I take a lot of notes. All right, so explain to the folks listening today who you are and what you're passionate about.
Well, I'm a lifelong Christian with a couple of distractions along the way, and I'm a mathematician by training. I wrote the mathematical algorithms for programming. I didn't write the algorithms. I implemented the algorithms for a satellite navigation system. And this was roughly 50-some years ago, before we had GPSs. That system was used for shipboard navigation.
Okay.
It was most accurate at the time. It only took 15 minutes to compute a navigational fix that was accurate to one-tenth of a mile.
Oh my!
And it was
wow. Did you sell that to the Navy or?
Well, IT&T did. I worked for Control Data Corporation. They were subcontracted to ITT to build the navigational computer and do the programming. ITT had the navigational satellites in place, and they had the Doppler radio receiver and all of this that was capable of using the Doppler effect to determine your exact location based on the signals from the satellite.
Yeah, now tell me if I'm correct on this. Doppler is a term we usually associate with weather. Yeah. And that's because Doppler did what you just said. They could pinpoint where a storm was or rain was or snow or whatever it was going on in the weather.
I believe that technology is called Doppler radar.
Radar, right. That's the big white balls that sit out there by the TV stations on 72nd.
There you go.
All right. Mark came to my attention with a young lady who I go to a Bible study with. Kathy is her name. I won't give her last name, but you know Kathy, and she also is a wonderful Christian. And
yes, sir.
And our politics mostly agree. But that's how I got your name, and I know you know that now. Okay, so what I did is I asked Rob to come on, and he agreed. And I said, give me about 9 or 10 questions that I can ask you that will get us to the point that you want to accomplish today. And what you kind of want to accomplish today is getting Christians involved in politics, not only from the voting standpoint, but maybe helping behind the scenes and things like that. And you have a wonderful philosophy on why that's not a sin.
Yes. Actually, some people call pietism a sin. In other words, the idea that all I need is Jesus in my heart,
Yeah.
and I'm good,
Yeah.
which kind of leaves out this thing we call the Great Commission.
Yeah. Well, and it also, in the Declaration of Independence, every human being has, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know how, as a Christian, I could ever be, well, I can be quiet sometimes, but I would want to be quiet on what's going on the political scene.
The problem with that, what if the disciples, like Paul and Luke, decided that all they needed was Christ in their heart, and they were good?
Yep.
Would Christianity be the world's largest religion?
It will be, because that's God's will.
Well, there you go.
But there are a lot of people who don't want to hear politics from the pedestal.
They do not. Believe it or not, some people do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I go to a church where many of my friends there do. We actually did discuss it in our men's Bible study.
Okay.
But we, not all Christians are that way. Not all church leaders are that way.
And that's why we have 1,000 denominations.
Well, that's a different topic.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. There's this word, I believe it's called exegesis. There are a couple other words for a similar deal. And so it's, what does the Bible really say? What's God's intention that it says? And people, we're all different, and we're all sinners. We're all fallen. So we look at it different ways. And so we have church denominations that allow and celebrate gay people. I went to a church once where the service was led by a gay couple. I don't believe God smiles on that, but the church did. The church thought it was wonderful.
Yep. Rohrbough.
It's close. Ba.
Lamb.
I have a cousin that pronounces the way you did. Yeah, lion and a lamb.
All right. And he's my guest today, and he's very involved in what Jesus wants us to do here on earth, and that's the Great Commission, which, of course, is in Matthew 28. Go out into the world and make disciples of all men and women, and then baptize them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And you have done a wonderful job of living what you're passionate about, and that is getting people, Christians, involved in their local and their national politics.
I believe that Christian involvement is very important. It's a traditional saying that if Christians don't get involved in politics, that they will be governed by people that don't believe and don't share their values.
Yep. And how will you give me an idea? And this was not a question that Rob gave me, so this may be something you don't want to answer right now. But what happens on TV or in your church or on a Bible study? What happens that makes you smile and goes, that Christian gets it?
When they openly support Christianity. I love watching wall builders. Now that's on. They used to have a radio show. Most of that, what I watch now, is on YouTube, and of course, I know where their website is. It pleases me when a public figure openly supports Christianity, and we have that going on now.
And that seems to be on an uptick.
Yes.
Yeah. Why is that?
I believe we are more and more being able to see a two-pronged threat to the United States and the freedom we enjoy. And that two-pronged threat, both attack Christianity. Both segments of that attack Christianity. One is a human secular or communistic threat. They are non-believers. They believe that a rock just magically created human beings. That's a worldview that's, I think we call it materialistic. We also have a false religion. I may be in trouble for saying this, but because there are many, many wonderful Muslim people that I like personally. I like them better when they're ex-Muslim.
Yeah.
And but they have a problem with their worldview. Many of them, I think, people on the street came here for the wonderful opportunity that is the United States. I also believe that their religion tells them, and many of them do conform with this, that their charge, I don't want to compare it directly, but their charge in life is to plant the flag of Islam in every country in the world.
Yep.
It's a little bit different than the Great Commission.
Now, I heard somebody say the other day that they're in 59 countries.
The last number I heard was 51 major countries.
Okay.
There are another few, 57, 59. I think President Obama once said, well, there are 57 states. He meant Islamic states. There are some of those smaller countries are not as important to them politically, but they are, I believe, Muslim majority countries. Here's something that our friend talked about last week in his news briefing, both of them in Lincoln and Omaha, and it gave me a wake-up call. And the wake-up call is not about... They don't do evangelism, not in the same way that we do. There are two world-class religions that don't do evangelism. One is the Jewish religion. They believe you're either Jewish or not. Not that they don't accept converts, they do. But Islam resists converts. And I never realized that before. But what they want is subjugation. They want to subjugate countries. And while they're not wedded to the jizya, and I'll define what that is, if a Muslim approaches you in a Muslim country, you have three choices if you're not already Muslim. You can convert. You can be subjugated, be willingly subjugated and subject to the jizya and pay it. Or you can stick to your Christianity and be killed. And many people have done that. There's some very famous videos that I do not have the stomach to watch. Some of my friends have. It's just not a pleasant thing. Yeah. Because when they behead, it's not with a sword or an axe in one swift blow from the back. It's something else. Yeah. But they almost would rather have you be subjugated than convert. In fact, there's a story of a group of people that were willing to convert. They spent years trying to persuade their Muslim superiors that they were converted. They refused. They wanted the jizya, and they wanted them to be subjugated. So it took, I think, years, not decades, for the Muslim rulers in their country to actually accept their conversion. They eventually got it done, but it was resisted for years.
Yeah. Are they still around?
I don't know how long ago this was.
Okay. Again, we're talking with Rohrbough, Got it right. See the Baha.
Bob,
Bam.
a little softer, but
Bam,
I'm
okay.
being picky. Don't mean to be that way.
He is a conservative. He is a Jesus freak with an attitude. If that's okay.
I don't have the funny hair, though. But what little is left is just
there, yeah.
Yeah.
And I invited him to come on today with the idea that we're going to discuss why, as Christians, are we so afraid to get involved in politics. And I'll go out on the end of the plank for a second first, if I can.
Sure.
One of the things that I'm not very good at is trying to have a conversation with someone who's quoting the Bible and they've got it all wrong. And maybe you can help me, because I literally look at them and say, now, you know, that's not what the Bible said.
Yeah.
Well, there's different translations and different people say, no. We're talking about basics of Christianity. And when you tell me this isn't in the Bible or this is in the Bible, but you can't find it.
That issue is prone to being a long conversation.
Well, I don't think they do it on purpose.
Some do. Oh, some do. I mean, just try being on Facebook for a while and say something in defense of Christianity. They will come after you.
Yeah.
Personally, and even on Facebook, I try not to fight back with these people. Glenn Beck wrote a whole book about the futility of arguing with idiots.
Yeah.
But one of the things that you need to do with people, you need to give them respect as human beings. As a Christian, you have to understand. I think you're obligated to understand that God created all of us. He loves all of us, whether we believe or not. I can't imagine how hard it was for Jewish people in World War II to love Nazis. Just as an example. But I also believe that if we truly want to win, that when we meet somebody on the street who disagrees with us, our job is to first respect them as human beings.
Yeah, I'm with you. One of the first things I do, and I invite them on the show, because as you know from being a guest today, we have a couple of boundaries. We don't swear. We don't call people names. We try to deal with policies, not people. And I always tell people, if you come on the show, you're going to be treated like you would be as a guest in my home. But those rules go both ways. And I have invited people on, and they've come on. I unfortunately have had some, I think, throw a grenade in the middle of it, because that's the only way they can get out of it. It's not their fault. But we have a show. I'm going to do a little advertising here. We have a show that we do every Friday, and it's 2 hours long, and it's called Point Counterpoint USA. And there are 7 of us, and there are 3 that sit more closer to the left, 3 that sit more closer to the right, and I always tell people I'm the whole bird. I'm right in the middle, and it's my job to really facilitate the conversation. But darn, if we don't have excellent conversations, because nobody's going to call somebody a bad name. Joe Biden is former President Joe Biden. He's not Sleepy Joe. It's just not. Yeah. Is that where our politics have gone? It better get back then, because we can't make it if all we do is disrespect people we disagree with.
Yeah, politics is a dirty subject. It can be dirty, it can be mean, it can be nasty. We have people on the national stage calling the other side what they are doing themselves. There's obviously a lot of hypocrisy that goes on there. And the problem is, if those kinds of people, I didn't even want to draw the impression. If the socialists win, our country is over.
Yeah.
So this is an existential threat we're facing. In some respects, it's certainly existential for freedom. So can we afford to lose? No. That's why I'm doing Pews to Politics. We really can't afford to lose. I don't particularly believe God wants us to lose.
I don't either.
We can talk about the current president as much as we want to. The viewpoint that some even conservatives have on the current president, I think, is very counterproductive for freedom. But it's everybody has a background. Everybody got to what he or she believes by a path. And I think if you don't try to understand that path and respect them, even though you strongly disagree with them, and in fact, you might, as I do, believe that those kinds of people could take us down. And I think many of them don't. The problem is they don't understand, in my opinion, what they're doing.
Yeah, they don't understand the consequences.
Yes, they don't.
They think they're out playing, hide and go seek or something.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to get to a couple of these questions before we run out of time. Why don't Christians like to vote?
They believe politics is dirty business.
Okay.
There are consequences for it. And the question, I guess that's a great question. I think it has taken over a century to cultivate. You can go even back further than that, but I believe the progressive left promotes that idea, has been roughly since the early 20th century. We spent a lot of time and many court cases taking God, the Bible, and prayer out of schools. It's had an impact on me personally because I graduated in the year that the announcement, I remember the announcement being made when I was a graduating senior in high school, that the results of the Madeline Murray case, Murray versus Curlett, and there are a couple other cases, more than that, but 3 cases that govern taking God, the Bible, and prayer out of school. The Madeline Murray case was in 1963, and many people point to 1963 as the year. But I remember that announcement being made and being glad that I was graduating because I wouldn't have to return to a school, in my case, a high school, that didn't celebrate Christmas, didn't give you Good Friday off. Now we have winter break and we have spring break. So we've highly secularized society.
But we've allowed it to happen, haven't we?
In those days, this is just my personal memory.
Okay.
We took Christianity for granted. Nobody asked you if you were Christian or not. They asked you if you were Catholic or Protestant. They asked you if you were Presbyterian or Methodist.
Yeah.
In my case, where I went to grade school, Jewish was a possibility because my grade school was 50% Jewish. Us Christians still had to go to school, but on Jewish holidays, we essentially did busy work because the teachers knew they were going to have to reteach those subjects the next day when the Jewish kids came back.
Yeah.
So in that case, yeah, Jewish was included. My grade school was 50% Jewish. My high school was 50% black, primarily 30% black, 30% Jewish, and the rest WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. That's where I fit in.
Go to high school here in Omaha?
Yes, sir.
Can you share where it was?
Sure. It was Omaha Central. I'm very proud of it. Okay. Great football reputation.
Yeah.
We graduated a lot of stars, including Gail Sayers,
yep.
which played there when I was a freshman.
Yep.
And what a wonderful human being.
Yeah.
The things that he did when Brian Piccolo got sick were just wonderful.
I'm talking with Rob Rohrbough, and he wrote a paper called "Why Christians Need to Be Involved in Politics." And if you would like to see that, it's online at Mark Christian's website. Can you give us an idea how to tell people that?
It is Mark, M-A-R-K, Christian, traditional spelling, CHRISTIAN, report, report.com/resources. And on that resources page, you will find several resources, including some PDFs. This paper is in the upper left-hand corner.
Okay, and that's called Pews to Politics: Why Christians Need to Be Involved in Politics.
Yes, sir.
So give me some advice here. So I want to have a genuinely good, safe, kind, considerate conversation with somebody about politics. And because because of where I sit in the spectrum, I always tell people I'm not right wing, I'm not left wing, I'm the whole bird. I sit in the middle. If I was in Iowa right now, which I lived in Iowa for 40 years, I'd be voting for Rob Sand, and he's a Democrat, and I've done that several times in my life. And I catch heck sometimes for doing it, but that's politics.
Yes, sir.
What I don't like is when they turn around and mock my beliefs and make me not as smart or ignorant.
Yeah. Because
I've got this thing in the sky, that I love. I don't know how to deal with that. My stay nice thing kind of goes out the window. You're going to attack my faith. Do you have anything in your life that means as much to you as my faith means to me? Tell me what that is, because I'd like to knock it and make you understand how much that hurts. Now, the problem is Jesus wouldn't do that. That's what,
the problem they have is they have no hope.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm a huge admirer of Dr. John Lennox. He's a fellow mathematician. He just happened to grow up in Northern Ireland, and what he said about them, they're all Christian and they fight about it.
They fight about it, that's right.
So, if you're going to, and you won't succeed every time, but if you're going to have a conversation with somebody, the first thing you need to do is find out what drives them. Remember I don't know if you've ever been a salesman.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like it. I don't feel that I'm particularly good at it, but I can tell you some stories about successful salesmen that you would never view as a salesman. So the old solution selling, how do you make solution sales? Well, you ask the person what's important for me.
Yeah.
If you're sitting in his or her office and you're having a conversation, you're not there because they like you.
Right.
You're there because they feel you can provide a solution for their problems. Yeah. That's what you have to find out about. It does two things. Number one, it might let them see you as a possible solution.
Yeah.
But the first thing, it shows them that you care.
Yeah. Now, in the sales world, that one of the terms for that is a consult sell. And in radio, and I've spent my whole life in radio since I was 14. In radio, it's sitting down and asking you, the client, what's important to you, and who are you looking for in customers, and all those things. And a lot of times that conversation leads to, you know what, Rob? I don't know if my radio station can help you, but I will give you the name and number of a colleague of mine who happens to be a competitor, and I think that radio station would be perfect for you. When I do that for somebody, I'm no longer a salesperson.
That's right.
I'm there to help them, and they realize that. And I think that's the way most successful salespeople are.
Absolutely.
Because taking a sheet in and saying, hey, I got 60-second spots on sale. Would you like to buy some? I can get them on by Friday.
You've just hit them right about there. You have not offered them a thing.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I wanna let you go here. You've been on the air with us for a long time, and I appreciate it. And I do want you to come back, please. I think you're a neat guy. Now, one of the topics that you brought up in the question, and that was a word called pietism.
Pietism.
Okay, tell me what that means.
Pardon me for looking up. I have to. There is one of the resources I have on the papers called The Sin of Pietism. It will refer you to a Federer video, and I think it's Bill with his son. I think his son's name is Dan. It is fascinating. It quotes Proverbs 13:22.
Okay.
And the idea is, if I think we alluded to it a little bit earlier, if all you do is worry about your own relation with Christ, and that's good, it's necessary.
Yeah.
It's first. Why is it a sin? Because it ignores the Great Commission.
Yeah. Well, and in a way, you're blaspheming the Holy Spirit because you're not including the Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
You're not including what the Holy Spirit does within us.
Yes.
And the bridge that creates between us and non-believers. So I would agree with you. I would agree with you. So this pietism is a sin, and it's a sin because you're not talking outside of one thing, right?
You're not sharing the gospel.
Yeah. But I do tell people sometimes, maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe I'll learn something today. I always tell people, well, are you a religious person? No, I'm the other R. I'm a relationship person.
Mm-hmm.
I have a relationship with my Creator. And there are people who don't understand that, and you know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But if you want to have a good conversation about our grandchildren and our children and where this country's going, you can't pick up a football and take it home because you don't want to play in the sandbox anymore.
No. Yeah.
It's my humble position that we are heading for civil war.
It's certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
You know, just think about it. We have at least two factions, maybe three, that are diametrically opposed. And each one of them, the people in each one of them, regards it as an ultimate issue. I think every one of them regards it as an existential issue. Well, what happens? Yeah, eventually you can go to blows.
Yeah.
You'll fight with the sword, with the pen, before you want to fight with a sword. Now, I'm not sure all three factions agree with that, but the thing that has surprised me about learning about the objectives of Islam that we talked about earlier was they're going along. Maybe I didn't talk about this. You know, they want to rule, they want to govern. But just think about the jizya. If they wipe out their possible subjects, who's going to pay the jizya?
Yeah.
How are they going to rule? They won't have anybody to rule.
Yeah.
So I think most participants, even when they're prepared to fight with a sword, would rather fight with a pen and win.
Yeah.
Remember Sun Tzu, the old ancient Chinese strategist?
Yeah.
He said, it's always good to win with a minimum of resources. The best way to win is without drawing your sword.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Rob, excuse me, I appreciate you coming in today. Sorry about my throat. I'm going through some stuff. So, but I hope you come back again.
Thank you.
And as I told you on the phone, maybe we need to do some shows where you come in and you bring a guest. I'll run the equipment and let you guys have conversation. And you're welcome to do that anytime.
Thank you very much.
You bet. We appreciate you coming in.
Mac,
all right.
it's wonderful.
We want to thank the good folks at Divine Truth Christian Store for our worldwide sponsorship. Anytime you need a Bible study or a Bible or a gift or anything, go over there and talk to one of the members of the family. It's family owned and it's there for you. It's Divine Christian Store, and thanks for listening.